hardest you ever heard. Ain't this the hardest you ever heard? Bass make my face hurt. Shake break my brain work when the bass struck like quick earth. Oh my God. Just like that.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Rated M Sports. I'm your host, BigBlueAnt. What is good? So, episode 1. First of all, this is definitely a little different from what I did with Sports Made with the Godfather. We're going to talk about our teams and nobody else's team. The only person here that'll talk about another person's team is all of us. As long as we're positive, upbeat, and we're not killing each other, you can have your opinion as long as you're not disrespectful. So let's run through it. You know what I mean? First off, we're going to talk about my teams. It is my show. Having said that, let me put out the link right away because I know we do have some people that want to get on, some people that are already in the background. So I hope everybody's doing well. It's a Wednesday. It's warming up again here on the East, which is a little surprising because it started to get cooler, and I was getting happy because sweatshirt weather is on the way. Anyway, let's talk about the Giants right now, guys. For those of you guys that see me on Sneaky G-Man show, Tuesdays and Thursday nights, you know, I admire Sneaky. He stays as positive can be. Me, on the other hand, I'm a little more upfront in your face. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I wear my teams on my sleeve. I'm going to give you what I feel in the moment, and I'm not afraid to admit if I'm wrong. And I'm hoping I'm wrong. But as far as the New York Football Giants, guys, I'm falling off that bandwagon. Not the Giants bandwagon, because never forget this, guys. I'm a fan of the name on the front of the jersey before I'm a fan of the name on the back of the jersey. So if you come to the team and then you go, I might miss you, but I'm going to remain a Giants fan. So lest anybody believe that I'm a fan of the New York Football Giants, you can take it that way, guys. Seriously, I'm not that guy. I don't deal with stupid stuff like that. I mean, I want everybody to be fair in here and just have a little fun. Danny, actually, I'm a bit impatient about this team. I'm tired of losing. Danny, 110%, brother. 110%. More so than pointing out the fact that Daniel Jones, I'm really starting to believe he's not the guy. More so than the Giants not having an offensive line since 2016, since we last made the playoffs, since the infamous boat trip, which, again, I don't blame it on that boat trip. These guys do that stuff all the time on their weeks off. Just so happens this one got a picture and it ended up blown up by the media. It's a bunch of crap, guys, quite frankly. But, yeah, I'm tired of the losing more than anything else. And those other things are definitely high on the chart. Daniel Jones, I'm not convinced. I'm not. I tried to be for 2 years, 2 strong years. And I was even convinced that this guy could be the guy coming into week 1. Now I'm hoping I'm wrong. I really am, because I gave a lot to this kid on this team because I want him to do well. I still want him to do well because, again, I'm tired of seeing this team lose. But when you go into week 1, you expect to see something a little different. Something, just a little bit. A lot of people, a lot of fans will come at me and say, well, he only had 1 fumble, and that's great. But can we have a game with no fumbles and no interceptions? We had a fumble, and it was a turnover, and it was a costly one. So as much as Giants fans want to say, well, it was only 1 fumble, it was costly. That drive we were on could have resulted in points, whether it was 3 points or 6 points. Momentum changes with stuff like that. And when you have a fumble like that with a guy who over the last 2 years refuses to secure the ball? How can I root for this guy? How can I sit here and be proud that he's my quarterback? I can't. That's only number one. Number two is Daniel Jones doesn't look into his progressions. When I say progressions, doesn't check to see who's open. He has his ex receiver. A lot of people keep saying I'm saying X is an ex-girlfriend. No, his ex, his number one receiver, the guy who the play was planned for. He stares this guy down all the way down the field. All the way down the field. And defenders are picking up on that quickly. These guys are professionals. Can he stop doing that? Remains to be seen. Still a problem. Then we go into his pocket presence. Now, this one, it's not totally his fault. Where it is his fault is that when he does get time, which isn't very often, because again, since before, even during the 2016 playoff, it wasn't even a run, playoff game, our line wasn't super great. It was good. I'm looking for good right now. I'm okay with good right now. But it's not. So you got to put something on that. You got to put something on Jason Garrett, the play calling. I'm going to put something on Saquon. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Because if you're ready and you're telling the team you're ready and the doctors are telling you you're ready, I understand 100% that you're going to be nervous. Why not throw him in? All right, you know what? I just answered my own question in my head. So I was going to say, why not play him in the preseason? He didn't get cleared until right before the season. So, okay, I'll let him slide with that. But again, one play in particular, and a lot of people have heard me say this already, one play in particular that let me know that Saquon was not the Saquon of the past before the injury, is there was a pitch play. I forget what quarter it was. It might have been the third, might have even been the fourth. Pitch play to the left side. Saquon was running. If you look at the play, he had a guy possibly 8 to 10 yards downfield. Saquon, with his speed, his normal speed, would have at least got probably all 10 of those yards. But let's give the defender a little credit. He would have been running at him. So let's say he would have got 5 yards out of that. Okay, without a move or a spin or a juke or any of that. Let's just say he put his head down, got 5 yards out of it. There was nobody on that side if Saquon would have even turned on his jets, even with the injury. But he turned it back up into a crowd of people and ran it upfield for a gain of 1. To me, that speaks volumes because it didn't look like Saquon. If you look at most of the other plays, he just ran north to south. We all know Saquon is an all-around runner. He likes to bounce to the outside. He likes to turn on the jets. Now, again, I'm not putting a lot on Saquon. I'm just telling you what I've seen different because he is coming back from a major injury. So I don't want to put a lot on him. But again, going back to Jason Garrett, the play calling wasn't great. It wasn't great. And I don't understand how Kadarius Toney only gets 2 passes. One was a jet sweep, which was horrible. I believe he got negative 2 yards out of it. Then you look at, let's talk about what everybody loves, which is the Sterling Shepard touchdown. It was an awesome touchdown. Daniel Jones will get a touch of credit only because he threw the ball. But if we really want to dig into it, did anybody notice how Sterling Shepard had to literally reach across his body, which is why he lost his balance and almost fell out of bounds? I don't know if anybody noticed that. Then when he finally got his feet. So you can make the argument that, okay, Daniel Jones led him that way. But it still wasn't where it should have been. The guy almost fell over after catching it. So then he got the touchdown. All right, we'll erase that one. Then you look at Kenny Galladay's, the one play that everybody talks about where he snagged that ball out of the air. And yes, Daniel Jones had to put it somewhere because there was a defender all over him. But again, Kenny almost missed that pass. I think that was more Kenny than Daniel. But again, I'll push that to the side. I'm only holding on right now to what Daniel Jones did that I saw him do, and that was the fumble that hurt us. That was him staring down his number one receiver the whole way down the field. That was him with horrible pocket presence. And I don't understand this. After 2 years, you would know, get out. And Daniel has speed. Get outside the pocket, throw the ball away. Get outside the pocket, throw the ball away. I know it's easier than said than done when you got these 300 and 250 and 275-pound guys like full barrel, like a train coming at you. But these guys are professionals. Another thing I want to get rid of really quickly is I'm really sick of people saying, well, the defense was bad because they were on the field too long, because the offense didn't do enough. The defense didn't do enough. The defense couldn't get off the field. So we're not going to pin this solely on the defense or solely on the offense. It was around. Everybody deserves blame in this past game with the Broncos. Joe Judge with the he took credit or he took accountability. I'm sorry, that's the word I was looking for. He took accountability for that stupid challenge, and let's just call it what it was. It was stupid. So I can't harp on that, even though it was stupid. But again, as head coach, he has to take some of the blame. Jason Garrett, we talked about that a little bit. The defense, get off the field. On a 4th and 1, they make the first down. Okay, 4th and 2. Okay, 4th and 3, I'll give you that one. Anything over 3 yards, it's horrendous. And they did it with a 4th and 7 and a 4th and 8. They were 3 for 3 on 4th downs. Again, I think one of them was 1 yard, which, okay, it's not that hard to get a first down with a yard to go. You get what I'm saying? So again, the defense was horrible. Can we please get a safety? Can we get a linebacker that can cover a tight end? Ever? Can we just get one? Now, I love Jabril Peppers. I'm a Michigan guy. I love Michigan. I didn't go to Michigan. I just love Michigan. But I love Jabril Peppers. Love him. But he can't stick with a tight end. In fact, in years past, the Giants haven't stuck with a tight end running down the field. Jason Witten made a career off the Giants with catches and touchdowns. Seems like we get burned all the time. And again, this isn't just this coach in this era. This is dating back to when Eli was still playing. A lot of these things were going on then. So I want to know, because here's how I put the biggest blame on. Dave Gettleman, everybody's favorite person, because he put this crap together. He's the one that's leading us in this same direction that we've been trying to get out of. Now, Joe Judge talks about changing the culture. I know it's his second year, but I'm really not seeing a culture change. Can we change our quarterback a little bit? Can we coach him a little more? Now, I think our defense is going to be fine. I really do. I think our defense is going to be fine. It's week 1. Guys got to shake the rust off. Yeah, I'll even give some credit to the offense. But again, the reason I'm harping on Daniel Jones is the same stuff we've seen the last 2 years. It's the same rookie stuff. He's not a rookie anymore. With that being said, guys, let me get a couple people on. I see we got 1, 2, 3. We got about 5 people in the backstage. I'm getting some comments from Danny, someone whose name I can't pronounce. He says, "What's up, Ant? What's up?" Actually, I think that might be Ivan too. I think it's the same person. Ivan, what's up, brother? Let me get him on. Let's get Austin on here now. Austin, what is up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I know we talked a little bit earlier today and a little bit on Sneaky Show last night, but I'm not. I want you to have your own opinion. I don't want you to agree with me. But if you do, that's fine. I totally understand, because I know I'm not the only one that thinks like this. But are you seeing something that I'm not? Tell me. Let me know. What are you seeing with the Giants that's pissing you off? That's making you tired of all this losing, other than the fact that we're losing. Like, what are you seeing that we need?
You've been harping on Jones. Like, I'm with you with Jones, because we're seeing the same stuff over and over again, and I'll say I can't think, I don't know the word for it, but he's not progressing. He's going
Right.
down every year. Like,
Right.
he's not taking that step forward
Right.
and trying to get better.
Well, I wouldn't say
I mean, I
I
won't
wouldn't say
say,
he's taking a step back. He just hasn't changed. He's the same person he was rookie year.
yeah.
No,
I mean,
actually, you know what? I might say he is taking a step back. And here's let me explain what I'm saying about this. His first year, he was excited. He came in that Tampa Bay game. He made us all believe on that one game. All right, because think about it. Saquon went out, and this dude drove us to a game. Now I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this, and I understand. Yes, Tampa drove down. Yes, their field goal kicker missed a game-winning field goal. But hey, Daniel Jones drove the team down with a minute and something left and literally gave us the game-winning touchdown.
yeah.
So aside from that, yeah, he's pretty much been the same person since that.
Yeah, and like you said about the defense, I can agree as well. First game, I see tomorrow night, we're going to come out with a different mentality and energy.
I hope so, man. From your mouth to God's ears, brother.
That's all I can say is I hope, as we just come out with that different mentality and we look like last year's defense. That's all I'm hoping for, and then hope Jones can just win the game for us.
Just not even win, just manage the game.
Manage the game and let us believe.
Exactly. Let the players around you win the game. Just do your job. I hate saying it because it is Joe Judge. He is a Bill Belichick disciple, but Bill Belichick said it the best. Do your job. That's all that's anybody's asking you. If you do your job, everything will fall into place.
Exactly. I mean,
it's pretty much it, man. That's all we really need to think about.
Yeah, really. You know? Like you say, we can talk till we're blue in the face. I mean,
it's the truth. It's the truth, man.
It really is. I mean, just sick of these losing seasons. Like every Giant fan,
Absolutely. It's sickening. We're tired of it. I know Danny's tired of it. I know you're tired of it. I know Jaden's tired of it. In fact, I know there's fans of other teams that feel bad for us. And not even in a you guys suck kind of way. Like, dude, we genuinely feel bad for you guys. Like a lot of them will say, you guys are dicks. You got 4 Super Bowls. Shut up. You know what I mean? I get that too. But it's just it's sad, dude. It is. And I said, I've been a fan of the Giants since 1978. I was 6 years old. Okay. Didn't know much about football back then, but yeah, I know I rooted for the red, white, and blue team called the Giants. That's what I rooted for. But I have seen bad times, even when I started to realize what football was, But I also got to see Lawrence Taylor, Carl Banks, Harry Carson, Bill Parcells.
Man, that was a good era.
It was a really good era. But what a lot of people don't know, especially guys your age, is they hated Phil Simms. Phil Simms went to a college butthole, if you want to get funny. Morehead State.
Where the heck is that?
Exactly.
Isn't that where? Oh no, John Morant came from Murray State.
Yeah. But and man, look what he turned out to be. That's what we're hoping for Daniel Jones.
And it's got to start tomorrow.
It's got to start. It just has to. But more importantly, not just start tomorrow, but consistently get. Listen, I don't expect them to be a superstar tomorrow. But let's move towards that. Let's get out of this last 2 years and that last week game and start moving towards that. Then I'll start hopping back on that wagon.
Yeah, let's achieve our goals. Let's take one day at a time and let's progress.
Yeah, at all. Like Danny said, when you have doubts about your quarterback's performance heading into a game, that's not good sign at all. He's absolutely right. It's not a good sign.
Yeah, because it all just depends on their performance. And last week, I get his stats were like 22 for 37, 200 something yards. But did we win the game? No.
And that's what one of the things that Sneaky brought up, and I get it. It's holding on to the positivity. And then you say, but he had the fumble. Now, I was a little annoyed by Sneaky's response to that.
What did he say? I wasn't there for it.
Okay, so what he said was, well, yeah, he had one fumble, but look at his stats. Well, that one fumble pretty much cost us the game.
Stats don't mean anything
It
unless
totally
we win.
deflated us. And that's
Yeah,
one of the
because we were
reasons I'm not
down
a huge
17.
stat guy. Like, I'll look at stats, but that's one of the reasons I'm not a huge stat guy. Stats don't tell you what happened on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we were down. What was it? Was it 17-7? Yeah, 17-7.
Yeah, 17-7.
We were driving, and we
Which
were
could
getting
have
ready
made
to
it.
score.
It could have been 14-10.
17-14,
Could have been
17-10.
yeah.
Like,
And that fumble, changed the momentum. And you know what? It's funny because if you look at that play or that drive leading up to that play, I was Daniel was looking at his number one receiver, but I saw I had a different feel for the team on that drive specifically. They looked like, okay, we're starting to get something together. And then the inevitable happened. He fumbled the ball again. So, man, I appreciate you coming on to the first show of Rated M Sports. You have any questions for me? Anything that I haven't talked about yet?
I had one thing I was gonna it was about that fumble actually. Because I think what down was it? Was it third or fourth?
I believe it was third.
3rd and 4, I think it was.
Yeah, because he was he was trying to fight for the first down, which is I understand why he ran the ball.
All he had to do was run it maybe 2-3 yards, slide for the first down, and if they would have hit him in the head, that would have been a late hit or something.
But even just looking at that, I believe he ended up getting like 8 to 9 yards before the fumble occurred. My thing is this, that I think that goes into like his pocket presence. It also goes into his field awareness. He didn't know where he was at, because any smart quarterback would have done exactly what you said. Saw where the first down markers were and took a slide.
Like Bridgewater did.
Yeah, but everybody knows you fight for that extra yard, you're putting yourself in a position you don't want to be in. And unfortunately with Daniel Jones, it almost happens all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, Austin, I appreciate you coming on, man. I really do. I got a bunch more people I need to get on. I'm almost pushing a half hour out of here already. I know I talked for 15 minutes.
Do you have an outro yet?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm going to stay positive to that and stay forward with that. Just being different, and I don't want to rack my brain trying to figure out something I want to make you guys say. It's just all about coming on, talking about your sports. That's my sign off page, But
let's hope the Giants can get a win, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, peace, brother. Austin's a great dude, man. Austin supports me like all the time. We talk all the time. He contacts me through Instagram, guys. Check it out, BigBlueAnt. My Instagram, I think, is BigBlueAnt72. It's not BigBlueAnt72. It's BigBlueAnt825. They're all pretty much the same. With that, let me get on our second person of the night, Steeler Steve. What's up, brother?
What's going on? Yeah, I
How you doing, man?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, so I had to. No, I'm actually on the clock at the moment, but it's all good because
Well, I appreciate that, man. I really do.
So, well, of course, I wanted to. I seen your, heard your comments about the Giants. I didn't really see the game the other day. I can, obviously, I get where you're coming from because we have our own share of issues in Pittsburgh, but
they pulled out a really good win. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we got to get our running game straight because if we're going to be passing short yards, then something's going to have to change in that offense. Otherwise, we're going to end up right where we were with Cleveland in the AFC wildcard round.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we started off hot, only to come up short. But for Daniel Jones, from what I've seen, I mean, I know you're a Giants fan and all. He just doesn't seem like y'all's franchise quarterback.
And third year, I can't argue that.
Third year, and really, I've always heard this, not only from you and Sneaky, but so much as, other Giants fans, that what more could you ask for? What more could you put on that offense to, make him, give him a situation where it's either make or break.
Right.
You got Kenny Golladay, you got Saquon. I mean, and the thing with Saquon is, that I'm kind of concerned with, even for y'all, is didn't he tear both of his knees, or was it just the one twice?
Just the one.
Okay. See, that's the thing. Him having that injury twice, the same knee, plus the thought has to be in the back of everybody's head, like he's gonna do it. Could the other knee buckle underneath him too?
That's true. That's very true. I don't think did he do it twice? I don't think he did. I think he just did it once.
Yeah, I knew he had the one. I think was his rookie year, second year, something like that, and then he had it.
No,
again
that was an
last year.
ankle. Yeah, his rookie year, or that was or actually Daniel Jones' first year, it was an ankle. He twisted his ankle. He was out like 3 weeks or something like that, 4 weeks.
Yeah, Saquon. If I'm not mistaken, Saquon into his ACL. I just couldn't remember if it was both knees or if it was just the one. I like I said, I haven't watched most of y'all's games, but the offensive line. I mean, if you can't block for a running back and he's getting stuffed in the backfield and not getting maybe 1 or 2 yards, and trust me, take it from a team that abandoned the run game late last, mid-season last year. If you don't have a run game, you can't win a championship. Aside from the defense.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
That because we completely abandoned ours. Our offensive line was god awful. It's a situation, and now Baltimore's paying for theirs because they picked up Villanueva. I mean, if you watched the game the other night, you've seen that Jackson. He was struggling to protect Jackson. So, when you don't have an offensive there,
you're glitching. Steve, you're starting to glitch a little, bud. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. There you go.
Okay. It's probably because I was leaned over. It's probably because I was leaned over in the service back here. But yeah, these guys, because you can always protect so much when you're in your 30s and late 30s, early 40s if you make it that far in your NFL career.
Right.
You can't block, then eventually you're a liability when you can't block and you're starting to let up, So, like I said, I think y'all can be a good team, and I could see y'all winning the division. But everybody just like us, y'all have pieces you got to fix.
Yeah, right now I'm a little scared because, Dallas, even though they took that L in Tampa, they looked really good. I can't deny it. They looked really good. Washington, we'll find out tomorrow.
I can see Prescott, and I can't remember who I said the other one was. No, but I was saying Prescott and somebody else was going to be in the running for comeback player of the year. But seeing that they come so close, and it was a defensive mistake that cost them the win. Because if you could imagine if they actually beat Tampa, the spotlight that would be right on top of them. So it's there's always those games, and it's like us. We were down 10-0 at the half against Buffalo. We fight back in the one. This week's going to be another challenge. We still have our struggles and our keys that we have to fix, but
absolutely, man.
It's hard to tell what could happen, honestly.
And Bella Lisa asks, we play tomorrow night. Do you think we're going to get that W? Lisa, I hope so. I absolutely hope so. But if I'm being 100%,
Washington, right?
Yeah, if I'm being 100%, I'm a little nervous. Actually, that's a lie. I'm a lot nervous because if that Washington defense gets to Daniel Jones, we know it can happen. That's all I'm going to say. We know it can happen. But Steve, honestly, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on, spending some time while you're at work. I really do appreciate that. You got anything for me? Any questions you want to ask?
Actually, I'm pushing tomorrow with this guy, and if I'm not mistaken, I've heard people say Daniel Jones has a pretty decent record against Washington. Other than that front seven's what you're going to have to be concerned with, but
Yeah. I mean, the Giants.
Other than that,
have pulled out the last 4 wins against Washington. Washington has always played us tough, and that's why I say we pulled it out. But again, it's Daniel Jones is almost you can almost tell what he's going to do anymore. So.
Yeah, but other than that, I will tell you that just like I was on Sneakies every time I got the chance. You're on every Wednesday, right?
Yeah, every Wednesday from 8 to 10 Eastern time.
Gotcha. Well, that's even better because I'm on the East Coast anyway. So yeah, I will try to pop in every Wednesday and hang out here with you just like I do with Sneaky. I
appreciate it, man. I really do. Thanks for coming on, man. I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow night. Good luck for your Pittsburgh Steelers, and we'll see you next week, brother.
Yep.
All right, brother. Peace.
Peace.
Now we're bringing on somebody who I love like a younger brother, who I call him my hype man. I call him my good luck charm when it comes to the Knicks. Everybody's favorite, Carolina Carson. What's up, brother?
What's up?
How are you?
Pretty good. Took that week 1 dub against the Jets, so I'm just getting prepared for the Saints.
Who do you think was happier, Carolina fans or Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold.
I agree with you. I think that meant more than anything else to him was to get that win against his old team. Now, I didn't get to see the game. Did he have any TDs to Robbie Anderson, or how did Anderson do?
Yes. Actually, the only touchdown pass he threw was to Robbie.
Oh, that's even better. Way to throw
He
it
had,
in his
let's
face.
see, he had how long was I think it was a 57-yard touchdown pass.
Nice.
And then he actually had one passing and one rushing. He rushed in one from the 6-yard line.
Now, did he look like the same Sam Darnold, or did he look like, like somebody who's going to be a baller?
He looked pretty good. He had I can't remember what he had, over 270 passing yards.
Nice.
He on a couple of plays he looked shaky, but 90% of the plays he looked under control and content.
And plus, he had a line there blocking for him,
Yeah.
and team members around him that actually want to win.
Yeah,
That definitely helps.
and it just looked like the same old Jets that he's been with. I mean, we sacked him 6 times and we pressured him 30 times.
Yeah, and again, sometimes it just takes a different atmosphere for a player, and I'm sure. I mean, everyone. If you haven't seen the video, you got to check out the video that was posted. I don't know if it was posted on TikTok, YouTube, or what. But Sam Darnold literally coming home after finding out that he had been traded. They had a party for him, and he had such a smile on his face. I don't know what's going on over at the Jets camp, but if he was that happy, something's going on there. Plus, when your coach is Adam Gase, I mean, that guy was weird from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like, at least now I think that the Jets are moving in the right direction. I think they're going to get some wins this year. I think Robert Saleh is going to be a good coach for them. Yeah. I really do.
And in the second half, Zach Wilson looked great. I mean, we did win, but he had 2 touchdown passes in the second half, and their defense stepped up a lot.
Oh, I really like Zach Wilson. From what I've seen from him in college, I really like him.
Yeah.
I just see him. He seems to be one of those guys that he's not a big talker. He just comes out and does what he has to do.
Yeah. The Jets just need to improve their O-line, because their defense looks good. I mean, their O-line is just not great.
Now, Becton's out for a while, isn't he? Didn't he just get hurt in that game?
He is. I don't know how many games he's out.
I want to say I heard on. All right, so I listened to the New York station, so they talk Giants and Jets. I want to say they said 4 to 6 weeks.
That might be right.
Yeah, and for all the Dallas fans, I don't know if you heard the news. Looks like
DeMarcus Lawrence is out till November.
For 2 months, broken foot. And even when you come back from a broken foot, especially a guy like him, an edge rusher, they put a lot of power and planting on those feet. So it might end up taking a little longer. Like, even once he comes back, he might be a little ginger, kind of like Saquon is right now.
Yeah, and that's just with CMC, because he hurt his ankle twice last season, and he was going full power, and every time somebody would tackle him, I'd be like, eh.
He looked like himself, though. He looked like the same guy, which is what I'm hoping Saquon gets back.
Yeah.
But CMC definitely did look like himself, and I'm glad I picked him up on a couple of my fantasy leagues.
And the thing about that, you talk about that, his Daniel Jones' X-Man, his player he favors the most. Yeah. That's what Sam Darnold was doing. Well, CMC is the best player on our team. Why wouldn't you favor him? But we passed it to him 70% of the plays.
Wow.
And the Jets were picking up on that. They were saying, okay, they're in this type of formation. This formation, they throw it to CMC. And most of the time they got to CMC in time. Now, he broke a couple of tackles because he's CMC. but they knew what we were doing. We
Right.
got to switch up the play calling.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And it'll open up more. Again, it's week 1. It's a long season. You know, it's funny, the extra game, if you think about it, when we used to say, okay, if a team goes 8-8, they were mediocre, blah, blah, blah. When you say now, wow, a team could go 9-8, it almost makes it seem like it's 4 weeks longer. It's ridiculous, but it's fun because we get extra football. There's nothing wrong with extra football.
No.
But yeah,
Panthers going 10-7. That means a lot coming from a Falcons fan.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But
Falcons fan that took a beating from the Eagles, that was a shocker. Like I honestly could have said, and nobody asked, so I didn't. But I honestly probably would have said, to me, that game would have been up in the air. You don't know what you're going to get with the Falcons this year. You don't know what you're going to get with the Eagles. So that game could have went either way. The fact that the Eagles blew them out like they did, that was the shocker.
Yeah.
Because I thought that Atlanta was at least up to par with the Eagles. They didn't show me nothing. Even in the highlights, they looked flat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think that Matt Ryan, since losing that Super Bowl, has been himself. I really don't.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, too, because I like Matt Ryan.
Yeah. And about that week 1 victory, I mean, I'm a guy like you. I don't give moral victories. A win's a win, a loss is a loss. Everybody's like, oh, you beat the Jets. Okay. So let's say a team goes and loses to the Bucks and gets out of the playoffs, but another team wins against the Houston Texans and makes the playoffs.
Well, you know what we call those people? We call those people losers.
Yeah.
Losing teams, because it makes themselves feel a little bit better about how crappy their team is, so that when they say, well, my team beat the world champs, have you ever heard that, Washington fans? So when they get to say that, it makes them feel a little bit better about what they did. Now, I'm not going to lie. I can be guilty of that myself sometimes.
Yeah, we all are sometimes.
But at the same time, I've always said, if your team didn't win the Super Bowl, can you really say anything? Even if your team made it to the Super Bowl. I mean, okay, you won. All right, I'll give you this. If your team wins the conference, I'll shut my mouth. But if your team loses in the divisional round, shut your hole. All you guys got was an extra, and you didn't even get it. Your team got an extra couple paychecks. Just stop. They're on the same fishing trip with our guys. Just relax.
Yeah, Kurt's on sneaky ships and they lost better. There's no such thing as losing better.
Yeah, I know. That's like my brother-in-law is good on because he's a Bears fan. Years ago, they played the Giants, and the Giants were beating them pretty good. And I want to say the last quarter, like, I don't know if the Giants just kind of laid back like most teams do when they got a big lead, or if the Bears actually, started getting better. But I got, for hours, at least we came back. He still got an L. What does that mean?
I mean, that's all I'd call garbage time points.
Yeah, exactly. Because people want to bring up Daniel Jones's last touchdown Sunday.
And that's the thing about that's what happened when we was playing the Jets this past weekend. We were up by 16 points at halftime, and we laid up a little bit. And I'm like, you got to go all 4 quarters. Don't lay up.
Well, the Giants were like that with the Tom Coughlin era. Think about it. Tom Coughlin's big thing, his last, I want to say 3-4 years with the team, was finish. That was it, his finish. Because the Giants were good for taking a lead into the fourth quarter and then just dying. Like going right into that prevent defense, which everybody knows doesn't work. And the Giants still do it. But they go, you know what I mean? They go into that prevent. What are you preventing? The only thing you're preventing is that win you want. That's about it. It kills me when these teams do that. Kevin Gilbride was guilty of doing that. Jason Garrett's guilty of doing it. It just, my thing is this: if you're going to coach a team or you're going to be a coordinator for a team, I want you to expose that team for the crap that they are, if that's what they are. And if they don't like it and they want to look at it as disrespectful, you kindly turn and say, get better. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
It just makes me sick. That's why when Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, what they did in New England, they dominated. They let you know, listen, we're going to beat you. And we're going to beat you good. That's why I was glad the Giants beat them twice in the Super Bowl. Kind of calm that attitude down a little bit. And the fact that it was my team makes it a little better for sure. So Carson, man, I always appreciate you, brother. You know I do. You got any questions for me?
I'll ask the question about the Panthers this week. Do you think we can beat the Saints? Because they look absolutely crazy against Packers.
I am so all right. I don't know if it's CJ talking about it all the time. I don't know if it's the potential I know that Jameis Winston had, even when he did bad. But I really think this could be Jameis Winston's year.
I'm afraid.
I picked him up in 2 of my fantasy leagues. Once because I'm actually using him. And the second one as trade bait because I need a running back bad. And I have Pat Mahomes as my starter.
Okay.
So knowing, or at least thinking what I know Jameis Winston's going to do, I'm hoping somebody will offer me a trade. I need a running back, guys.
I had Sterling Shepard in my fantasy league. That man had 21 points.
He was him, Galladay. I know people are going to kill me for this, but Riley Dixon were bright spots for the Giants. Riley Dixon's punting was really good. Really good. He was pinning them back. I mean, he did really well. Aside from that, Kenny Galladay, I'm still confused on the Kadarius Toney thing because I thought, and again, maybe it's because it was the first game because I don't think he played at all during the preseason. I think he had an injury. But hopefully we get to see what I thought we were going to see with Kadarius Toney is that would be Daniel's check down guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because clearly at Florida, he was a guy that can make a small play into something big. That's why I hope that we brought him in. Again, I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face. Rashawn Slater was still sitting there, dummies. And we need him more now than Kadarius Toney. But Kadarius is on our team. I do like him. I didn't hate him. But I'm hoping to see more of that this week. I'm hoping to see more touches by Kadarius. I'm hoping to see more yards. I'm hoping to see a guy like him. I think, okay, with a healthy Saquon and a up to speed Kadarius Toney, I think it makes it easier on Daniel Jones, our offensive line, Sterling Shepard, our tight ends, our other receivers, and especially Kenny Galladay. Because if we can get that little guy scooting around, I think we can be a really good team. The problem is we're not seeing it yet. So, we'll see. I'm holding out hope. Like I said, I'm slowly falling off the Daniel Jones bandwagon. I'm still holding out hope. I'm hoping, last week was a fluke, that he really is going to progress this week. But again, like I said to Austin, I just don't want to see him do good this week. I want to see him make progressions each week. I'm not asking this dude to be an elite quarterback. I'm asking him to be good. That's it. Because we've seen a lot of good quarterbacks win Super Bowls. So, Carson, man, I appreciate you, brother. I'm hoping to see you the next couple of Wednesdays. I know with school and everything, it gets hard for you. But I do appreciate it, man. And unless you have anything else, man, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, yeah. I ain't really got nothing else to say except if Sam Darnold does good and we beat the Saints Sunday, we will make playoffs.
I'll buy into it. I'll definitely buy into it. Carson, man, it's always good to see you, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Peace,
G's
man.
up.
Thanks. All right. We got Giants fan number 10, a.k.a. my boy Jaden. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, Ant?
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good? Yeah. What do you think about the game tomorrow?
I think we're gonna lose, but I'll hold some confidence, I guess. But I think we're gonna lose, to be realistic.
Yeah, well, I don't think he hasn't given us much to hope for.
Right, especially when we're playing in Washington.
Okay, so Bleed NYG Blue says, "Do you think we should? What do you think we should do if DJ isn't the guy? Would you bring in someone else or draft someone else?" At this point, I would say draft someone else because any of the quarterbacks that would be available would either cost us more than they're worth, or we'd just be getting to let retire here. I don't want to be that team because there are teams that bring in older guys and all they end up doing is retiring after a couple years. Basically, they're just collecting, geriatric paychecks, I like to call them. But I think we would probably go draft. Most likely, we would go draft. I could be wrong on that. That's just my feeling. So, Jaden, what do you think about what's going on with the state of the Giants right now?
I just say we suck again.
And I know you're as tired of it as I am.
Yeah, I'm just tired of it. It's been years and years with the same shit. I mean, I don't know how people can still have hope anymore until they show us it. It's like, like same thing with the Yankees stuff. I mean, of course they show here and there with the 13-game winning streak this season, but that they've always been like that, hot and cold.
What bothers me about that win streak is it's the teams we were beating. We were beating the top-notch teams.
Yeah.
And then we lose 2 out of 3 to Baltimore. Now I know in years past Baltimore has been the one team that always kind of knocks us around, but they're the worst team in the bigs this year.
Yes, I know, right?
Like, how do they beat us 2 out of 3? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I know we're beating them now, but we're supposed to. I don't get it.
Right. I don't understand it.
Okay, so Bleeding NYG Blue just posted this, and you know what? I haven't thought about it. It's not a bad deal. I listen, if they can get him for low and try him out, I wouldn't be against it. I like Marcus Mariota. I don't think he's been given a fair shot with other teams, but I couldn't tell you how I think he would pan out against the Giants because, again, the big factor with the Giants isn't just Daniel Jones. Yeah, he has his problems. It's an offensive line that you can't really say, well, if we got Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Watson would make it a little better because he can do a little more. He's a little more versatile, but I don't think he's the guy that'll, necessarily, he might take us to the playoffs, but I don't think he'd be the guy to take us to the Super Bowl only because of the elephants that are not in the room, which is the offensive line. I think if we went out and grabbed somebody, I think the question is still going to be, or the answer would still be offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, when you post the top 10 defense last year, which the Giants were, and again, I think they'll be okay. I think last week was let's knock the rust off, and then they look bad. But I do think that they'll definitely get better. It's a matter of an offense. It's a depleted, not good offensive line. Nate Solder's best blocking performance was against Hernandez last week. I mean, I know he was pushed into him, guys. Don't come at me with that. But it did look like he was blocking him. And quite frankly, it was probably the only block he had all game. The bright spot of the O-line, I believe, was Thomas. I believe he got some good grades for his blocking in that game. But again, when the offensive line does block, we have a quarterback that doesn't quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough, man. It's hard, and
right.
Again, Giants fan, just like I'm tired of losing.
I know.
If we go 0-2, I'm probably going to say it. Be prepared for a top 5 pick, and in this case, because I don't think the Bears are that great either, we might end up with 2 top 5 picks.
Right.
It's scary. Like, so I don't know if anybody knew this too. As far as the Giants, we lost our 7th round pick we got from who the heck was it? I forget what team it was. We traded back and ended up taking their 7th round pick for next year. We ended up losing it because somebody got cut. I forget who it was, but not that anybody cares. I just wanted to bring it up.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Anything else, Jaden? Anything on your mind? Anything you want to ask me? Any comments you want to make?
You want to do a heist? I'm kidding. Oh my god, all yesterday. Dude, I've been addicted to GTA Online Heist, dude, because it's just one heist I can really, run solo, and it's super easy.
Right.
So I'm like, does anyone want to do with me? Because I get more money.
All right, let me put the link. Somebody's
But yeah, other than that, there's really nothing else, but we suck again.
Hey guys, for anybody that's watching, wants to get on, I put out the link. You click on it, it'll bring you to StreamYard. And you if you don't already have your info in there, you fill it out, and I can get you on, just like I got Giants fan number 10 on right now.
Right.
So, Jaden, man, if you don't have anything else for me, I'm going to say thanks for coming on. You always do. Thank you for supporting me. And I guess I'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man.
All right, bet. Peace.
Peace. All right. My man, Dash. What's up, brother?
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, yeah. I'm on my phone, so it might sound a little different.
All right. Yeah, you're a little bit muffled, but I can understand you. So what do you got for me, man?
Good. So for the Bucks and Cowboys game, I mean that was a hectic game. They're the Super Bowl champs. I thought, and everybody else thought that the Bucks would at least have like more than like 15-point lead. But we kept up with the but we kept up with the offense, and I'm glad that even though we did lose, I'm glad that we did absolutely great out there.
I agree with you. I think Dallas looked spectacular. I think they look like they just like everybody else in the league. I do believe that the Buccaneers were shaking off a little rust, and the same with the Cowboys. I mean, you got Dak coming back from a major injury. Zeke's got his quarterback back. So, yeah, Zeke didn't have a great game. But, again, it's the first week. I mean, Zeke is going to be fine. I think Dallas is going to be great, man. I really do. Like, I haven't changed my mind. I still see Dallas winning our division. I know Washington fans don't like to hear that. I know my fellow and fellette Giants fans would like to disagree. But, that's just my gut feeling. I think Dallas is the team to beat in this division. And that's just the way it is. I mean, love it or hate it, it is what it is. I haven't seen anything that would say otherwise.
Yeah, and people saying that our kicker should just like get cut, and we need to get a new kicker. You gotta understand that he also came off with an injury.
He just came off of back surgery.
Yeah, so of course he's gonna miss some good kicks, but of course, that one play, I forgot how many yards there was. It was a short kick, and then he made it to like far left.
Didn't he miss? He missed the short field goal, but I think what was more disheartening was he missed. Wasn't it 2 extra points?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe it was 2 extra points.
I couldn't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2 extra points. I got a couple heads shaking in the backstage. But yeah, man, you got anything else for me? If not, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, this is my first time. Yeah. What Mike McCarthy should have done is, I mean, we both our defense and the Bucs defense did absolutely great with stopping the run offense. It's just that we both did terrible in the pass offense, or trying to stop the pass offense. So what Mike McCarthy should have done was just probably like during the halftime, he should have said like, okay, we're doing great with the run off or stopping the run offense. We just need to now stop the pass offense.
Right.
And I guess he just didn't realize that we were actually doing good on the run offense, but terrible on the pass.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go to the you guys saying about like Saquon and Daniel. Now this came up in my head like probably last night and something, but what Jason Garrett is doing. Again, I think it's his fault about his plays and all that. It's just that when he was in Dallas, he wanted to do the run offense with Zeke and how Zeke did. And see how Saquon is doing or how he is when healthy. He can be a beast. So I think Jason Garrett's trying to do more of a run type, I should say, instead of so I can see why Daniel Jones is backing off a little bit or stepping back a bit and having Saquon try to run. So
no, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. And it's a smart play, especially in week 1. You want to try and get all your players involved. You don't want to do anything too flashy. You want to kind of save it for, more important games or, a little later down the line if you have a winning record, stuff like that. I get. I don't have a problem with that. The thing I have is it was way too conservative. It wasn't just about, he didn't really open up the field till we were already down and the game was almost over.
Yeah. And of course, the O-line just didn't do good, and the Broncos defense did absolutely great.
Yeah, the O-line's abysmal.
Yeah.
So.
Now for the coming up game, Cowboys versus Chargers,
Hmm.
I really hope we can win. It's just that I have that gut feeling that we're gonna just lose. I really do.
Now, where is that game in Dallas or is it in L.A.?
In L.A.
It is in L.A. Okay, that's a tough one. I think that's probably going to be the factor, the fact that they're home. But I could see it being a tight game. I don't see.
Yeah.
I truly don't see much difference between their team and Dallas. I don't. I think you guys have great receivers on both sides. I think I give Zeke the slight edge over Austin Eckler. I give Dak a slight edge over Justin Herbert, only because he's a vet and Herbert's coming into his second year. But again, I think it's a game that can go either way. I can't see Dallas starting the season off 0-2, especially after what they did against Tampa last week. I don't feel it, and it just doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right. I think Dallas is going to pull that one out.
Yeah, hopefully, but it just in my guts, I feel like we're just gonna lose. But yeah,
No,
that's
I
basically
feel
it. Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man, and I look forward to seeing you on many more shows, hopefully. And have a good night, brother. I'll see you next week, I hope.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say this for Sneaky, but let's go Giants, Al.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Peace.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna not take you guys for a minute. I still see you in the background. Wait, I'm not gonna wait. This ain't gonna be long, but I just want to show people one thing. This aggravates the hell out of me. I'm gonna see. So, if you guys can see, right here, can you guys read who's just calling me during my show an hour in? Did you guys see that? Just give me a head nod if you saw who that was. I probably don't even have to show you who it is. Just by talking about this, you guys can figure it out, right? Carson, I know you can. So I'm going to call him, and I'm going to ream into him a little bit. Let's see what he has to say. You guys okay with that? I know you'll enjoy it, especially you, Carson.
Calling you to tell you that I couldn't get on the studio.
Oh, you were calling me to tell me that you couldn't get into the studio?
No, the stream wasn't working either, so I was calling you to tell you that.
Well, I think I had, at the time you were trying to get in, I had 10 people in, and I think that's all it allows me right now. So that's probably what the problem is. Right now I have 9 people. If you'd like to get in so I can look in your face and we can give everybody an answer as to why you felt the need when there's a screen where you can punch it up there. I appreciate that, Mike. I'll see you in a bit, okay? Thank you. The bad part about that is I do love Mike. Mike's such a good kid. He's a great kid. I'm not even kidding with you guys. I can't wait to meet him someday. In fact, I may be going to the Giants-Eagles game in Philly, guys. It may be the last time you hear of Big Blue. I'm hearing nowadays they shoot Giants fans down there, and I won't use my son as a shield. There he is, the man of the hour. Unfortunately, Mike, you're going to wait to the end because there's other people here. In fact, our next guest is none other than the Atlanta ambassador himself, Axby. What's up, brother?
I want to go later. I can't go right now. I'm about to do
sure?
it. I have to go.
All right, I'll get you back. All right. All right. So after him, we had my guy, one of the division winners in the Sneaky Blue Bowl, whose hat will be on the way by this weekend. Browns by Jacob. What's up, bro?
Second Pickens, huh? Are you going by who gets in first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I figure it's a little more fair that way. So as people are popping in, I'm making a mental note. So, because I know some people's Wi-Fi is kicking, so if it kicks them out and then they pop in the back of somebody, I keep in a mental note. So unless Axby wants to come on, it looks like right now I got Raphael next, and then I got my boy Feed next, and then Mike, you're bringing up the rear at the moment. So what do you got, bro?
I guess I will. I need your opinion on what you think about how the Browns played against the Chiefs.
I think the Browns did outstanding. Outstanding. So I feel the same way about the Browns Chiefs game as I did with Dallas going into Tampa. I think they were two heavyweight teams that looked really good and looked like what I think they're going to be, which is contenders.
Not the Cowboys. No, not in my.
Well, I mean, when I
they
say
can make the playoffs,
I mean contenders for the playoffs.
Okay. Well, the Bucks, Browns, and Chiefs are pretty much locks to make the playoffs. I don't think the Cowboys really are.
All right, we'll call that your opinion. We'll go.
Well, I don't know. I feel like Washington should be the better team, but Fitz going down. I don't know. Heineke,
my gut is telling me, as much as I do like Fitzpatrick, I just got a feeling that they're going to get a bigger boost out of Heineke.
Yeah, and with the Cowboys, I can't jump on ship with Mike McCarthy. I can't. I feel like when it comes down to like, hey, we need to win these games to win the division, and then Dan Quinn, it's just really hard with that coaching staff for me. They have a good offensive coordinator, I believe, like Kellen
Clemens.
Yeah. I mean the Cowboys
that's his name. Is that his name?
I think something like that. Yeah. The Cowboys have a really good offense, and the Cowboys have a really sucky defense. But if it comes,
I'd argue that a little. The Cowboys' defense,
it could be average.
They're much okay. If you want to call them average, that's still much improved from last year. But when
it's not. That's not hard.
And you're kind of right. But my feeling on that is okay. Let's take it. All right. We'll use the example of Daniel Jones. In 2 years, I've seen nothing. I've seen the same crap. Right. With the Cowboys and their defense, they've made an instant change from last year to this year. And it's visible. You can see, you can tell that defense wants to be on that field, that defense wants to go after these quarterbacks, that defense wants to be physical. You didn't see that from them last year.
Well, yeah, and I mean, wanting to be is different from doing. DeMarcus Lawrence just got taken out for a couple of months, which that kills him instantly. Right. Instantly. They're not winning more than 7 games.
As long as Randy Gregory stays off the cocaine. And I do believe he's out this week too.
It's just that defensive line has DeMarcus Lawrence, and then that's it. They have such a good linebacker room, maybe the best in the league, and that's clearly their best defensive position. Mm-hmm. But that's where I had an issue where their draft and taking Micah Parsons, that was already their best offensive position. Targeted it in the offseason. They got Keanu Neal, switched him to a linebacker, which, was a good move, of course.
Yeah.
But it's really hard when you have this stacked position group. You're either forced to trade one of those guys out of there and try to change the spread around, but I don't think Jerry Jones would do that. The corners, Trevon Diggs is, maybe he's a good corner. But besides that, nothing. I think
he's their best corner.
Well, yeah, they're cornerback 1. Besides that, there's nothing. I wouldn't have hope in a second-round cornerback in the Dallas Cowboys system, and then at safety, there's not really nothing. So, with Dan Quinn, I just
that's the key right there. Dan Quinn is it's tough.
He ain't the key.
No, you're right. So, hey, you got any questions for me or anything? Anything you want to talk about?
I wasn't really prepared. I guess I'll ask you about tomorrow and what you expect out of the team, and more so what you're hoping for.
What I'm hoping for, we'll start with that. What I'm hoping for is for Daniel Jones to, I don't want to sound insulting, but wake up. Like, I want to see something different. I want to see something that would make me think that he might start to try and come out of whatever this slump is he's in. As far as what I think I'm going to see, I think I'm going to see our defense play better. I can almost say that I want to guarantee that. Our offense, I'm not sold, man. With Daniel Jones leading them right now and no offensive line, I mean, the names we added are great and spectacular, and Shepard had a great game, and Galladay looked really good in spots, and you know, I don't think that what's his name? Our other tight end.
Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah, thank you. Kyle Rudolph.
Wow.
I don't think that he's up to par for whatever the Giants are trying to do, or maybe he's just not sold on what the Giants are trying to do. But he did not look like Kyle Rudolph of the past. I will say that. And quite frankly, with Evan Ingram not being there, I thought that Caden Smith might have seen a little extra, playing time. I know he played mostly on special teams, but I would have thought, I like Caden Smith. I've liked Caden Smith for a couple years now. I just don't understand why he wasn't used more, especially considering Ingram was out. It almost seemed like we didn't get much play out of our tight ends at all.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch that game because I was watching the Browns game and screaming with my squeaky voice on TikTok because I thought we were going to win it, which we should have. But defensively, I think you guys will have a very sound game. I feel like it'll be a good bounce back game for you. Although I do think Heineke will be the difference factor. I could see 1 to 2 turnovers with him, but I still think besides that, he will have a good game. But it's going to come down to, is Daniel Jones better than Taylor Heineke? Right now, I do not think he is, and I know Heineke's played like a few games. But personally, I think in the eyes of the Giants staff and the Washington staff, Heineke is just a little bit ahead of him right now. So this will be a big test for Jones, and he's going to have to lead his team down the field and score touchdowns. If Saquon plays, I could see a big bounce back game for him. Even though playing Washington's defense, I feel like one of these weeks there's going to be there's a stepping stone waiting for him. Last week, a little bit too scared to reach for it, but he's going to grab it one of these weeks, and then we're going to start seeing Saquon Barkley again. So I have confidence in him. I hope that O-line with you guys can be okay. I think it can, but it wasn't last week. And then you guys have a stacked wide receiver room, pretty good tight end room, as long as they don't eat Butterfingers during the day. But
actually, the Butterfingers might actually help.
You wouldn't be wrong. But yeah, I mean, I think the Giants can be a good team and possibly fight for this division, but it all falls on the shoulders of Daniel Jones.
It kind of does, and I agree with you, man. Hey, man, if you don't have anything else, man, I appreciate you coming on. You're always one with words of wisdom, and more than anything, you love your Cleveland Browns, and I appreciate that so much, bro. Hopefully, I'll see you on Sneaky Show tomorrow night. If not, I'll definitely see you next week, I hope. Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I feel like I've talked so much on TikTok recently. My TikTok's doing better, and I'm just pushing out videos like that. So I'm fried in the brain of talking football. So I'm gonna take these next couple of days and probably Sunday too of just watching the Brownies play some good old football against a bad football team, aka the Texans.
All right, brother. It was good seeing you, and I'll talk to you soon.
For sure.
All right, peace, brother. All right, Axby looks like he's ready now. What's up, bro?
I don't even know.
All that, and you don't even know? Let's talk about your Falcons. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. What do you got?
Dog shit.
At least you're being honest, man. I'm right in the same boat with you. I just hope we don't lose to the Eagles. That's all I know.
Yeah, I need New York to hold Terry McLaurin because I play him in fantasy. I need y'all to hold him. So, Bradbury, please.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. I got a feeling that they're going to move McLaurin around a little bit.
Yeah.
They're almost going to target him against Adoree Jackson.
Story ain't bad.
Yeah, so it's kind of up in the air. I do like McLaurin. And again, if the Giants play the way they did last week, he'll have a field day tomorrow. But, again, like I've talked about what I think the Giants are going to be, at least as of right now. What do you think was going on with the Falcons? I mean, are you guys ready to start rebuilding, or
I feel bad for Matt Ryan because we're just letting him sit here and rot, and
he's not a bad quarterback. It's just he has no line. He has a talented receiver, just no line, which it shows how important a line is.
Right.
He's having to run for once. They had him in speed training. They just knew it. They put him in speed training.
He still looks a little odd when he runs.
Hey, he got 10-yard runs.
Yeah, no, he's got it.
Matty Jackson.
You got any questions for me, brother?
Do y'all think you still have a chance?
You mean this week or just season overall?
Season.
If I got to answer honestly, it doesn't look good. I'll just say that it doesn't look good. I'm hoping they can turn it around.
It's just Jason Garrett's play calling.
I think it's a little more than that because again, like I get what you're saying. I get what a lot of people are saying with that, but it's a mixture of both. Like the players have to execute the plays as well too.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the player's mindset is. I don't know if they're unhappy with the calls that are played themselves, and maybe they're just not giving their effort, or if Saquon really is nervous and scared about putting too much on that knee at one time. There's a lot of questions out there for the Giants, and hopefully they'll be answered within these next couple weeks.
Yeah, I definitely
could be another long season.
I definitely thought y'all should want Slater to.
What's that?
I think y'all should want Slater. It just don't make sense. Y'all got Tony.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons should trade it back and draft Justin Fields, but
it could have happened. Could have, should. Just like the Giants should have drafted Rashawn Slater.
Yeah, he bitched Chase Young.
Yeah, he did. A little bit. All right, brother. If you ain't got much else for me, I'm going to move on because the show is moving on. I got about a little over 45 minutes left in the show, and I want to get out of here on time because I got to work tomorrow. So I appreciate you coming on, man, and I hope to see you next week. Hope to see you on Sneaky Show tomorrow night because he's going to be running the show while the game is on. So I'll be there.
I'll try to stop by.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I guess I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Peace, man. This guy here is energy squared. Every time he posts a video on TikTok, every time he leaves a voice message for me, there's nothing but love and excitement and happiness in this man's voice. Let's bring him on from the captain's corner, Raphael.
Oh my God, and you're gonna make me. Oh shoot, you're gonna make me cry. But I'm glad to be here on your RDM Sports. But I'm glad to be here.
I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you came on. Glad you got the time to stop in and say hi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm very good. Right now. I'm just finished doing some homework and from the work, and also I just finished some homework class, and I'm being ready for the Friday's Captain Corner because right now I'm talking about of the week 2 of the NFL, and the Carolina Panthers is gonna happen a game between the New Orleans Saints because now we gotta worry about James Winston.
Yeah, he's looking really good.
He had an amazing career. Because he had amazing stats. So even though we had some Darnold, Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, but all the Panthers right here, they must be worried about James Winston because he got it all.
Yeah,
he got it all. He got the energy.
It looks like he's putting it together. I'll tell you right now, with sitting behind Drew Brees for a year, I think it's going to do him really well. I think Winston's going to be a dark horse this year for fantasy owners. I think the Saints have as good a shot as anybody else in that division at possibly toppling the Buccaneers. It's going to be tough. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but I think at this point everybody's got a chance, man. That's what's great about a new football season is everybody's got a chance going in, unless you're a Giants fan. So hopefully Carolina can put it together and keep it rolling.
Yes, they put them together. And speaking about the Fantasy Football League, I just want to match up in ESPN. I just blow him up because I just put not only James Winston on my draft lineup, also I just put Calvin Ridley, and also I just put Patrick Mahomes.
Oh wow.
I just put Patrick Mahomes on the draft lineup, and well, I just see that I just messed up because it was the first time that I was doing the fantasy football league, and I just want to match up because I just put Patrick Mahomes because the Kansas City won over Cleveland Browns, which is not very happy for Jake Half. And well, I just have the I just have two wins.
Right.
And remember about those Giants because because they need to prove in defense, because every time that we see the Giants, they say, "Hey, coach, it's not working. We need to go to improve. What's the failure right here? What's the point? What's the factor that we need to win the other games?" So week 1 is gonna be difficult, but we can see like improvement for the games and say, "Where's the defense? Where's the defense that we have because we just won 4 Super Bowls for the Giants. The last one we just won in 2011. And the last time that we won in the playoffs, it was a wild card 2007, 2016, which they lost for the Packers. So it's just like, I think it's a better time to see what's going on here. What happened with the players? What's going on with this factor? Because the coach, they need to pay attention what's going on this mind, because they need to play to focus to attention to another games. Because right now the Nets game is between the Washington Nationals. It is gonna be the hardest thing that
football
ever.
Team.
Yes.
You said Nationals. That's the baseball team.
The Washington National Team. That wasn't because I just.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you got anything else for me? If not, I'm gonna try and get everybody else in because I only got about 42 minutes left.
No, I just have I just not really good because I just have one question, but I just save it for the next week.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate you coming on, brother.
All right.
We'll talk to you soon. Everybody, stay tuned. Check out the Captain's Corner. It's on Friday nights on TikTok.
It's on Friday night, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Check them out, guys. Raphael, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Peace.
Okay, thank you. Peace.
All right. Let's get my man. Oh, did he just? No. Okay. Thought you left. Mike.
What's up?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Rocking the wife beater, huh?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm
Gotta love it, man. What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, I'm ready. I mean, if you seen the line, I'm still confident in the team, you know.
You're still holding up the confidence in our team?
Hmm?
You still think we got a chance?
It's just depending on it tomorrow, but we're still gonna watch Giants games no matter what, even if they do.
That's true. That's true. The only difference is it's gonna make my heart attack happen quicker.
I know,
right? Man, it's coming. I'm telling you. This team, you know, I can't say they drive me to drink because I drink already. I can't say they drive me to smoke because I already smoke cigars. But they're definitely going to give me a heart attack. That's for sure. I thought it was going to be my kids for a while, but they managed to, you know, become full grown without me having a heart attack. So it's most likely going to be the Giants.
But Jones, so I put my prediction out. So we need to improve on that time of possession. I mean, that was dumb what we did at Sunday. I mean, Denver was like on the field.
Crazy though. I mean, if we look at time, all right. So I know Sneaky brought it up a bunch last night, at least while I was on, and I thought about it, and you know, part of me thinks, okay, he's right. Time of possession makes a big deal, but if you look at it, it didn't help us either way at all. Our defense just wasn't there, and our offense just wasn't there. So, in other words, what I'm saying is, if our offense managed to keep up and drive down the field and score some touchdowns, our defense would have just gave it back. Or if the defense would have held, you know, the Broncos from scoring touchdowns and driving down the field, then the Giants would have got out there and did what they did, which was next to nothing. So essentially, even if we, you know, had time of possession, it almost feels like the result would have been the same.
Yeah.
So and that's why I felt a little differently about the time of possession than what Sneaky was saying.
So my prediction, I said Jones will go 27 out of 39, so 270 yards at max, about 270 yards. Okay. About, I'm gonna say 2 turnovers, and then 3 touchdowns. So and then the defense needs to force a turnover, and they'll probably score a touchdown because they usually score touchdown against the Cowboys and the Washington, like against the defense on a defense. They usually do that. And then Barkley, I mean, if he plays about 10 to 19 carries a game, for the game, and he should, for each play, he should average about 5 to 10 yards at least, even if it's not a touchdown. Right. And then we need a stop. Was it Terry, Logan Thomas,
Terry McLaurin,
Adam Humphries, and who else do you have? And that's about
Logan Thomas.
And you have Sims, and was it Gibson was killing us? I remember last year. Gibson and I think McKissick. I mean, McKissick. Yeah, Gibson was killing us. Yeah, I remember the running game they did.
Yeah. So what's your prediction for the score, the final score?
I said 26-20. You know what I mean? The Giants have to go with
26-20. I'll buy it, man. I hope it happens. I really do.
But it's just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I still believe. I mean, no matter what, if he plays bad, I mean, that's an issue. But he's still going to be on their team no matter what, and no matter how.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And I guess what I'm thinking is going to happen. Again, I'm not. So, all right. So, Dave Gettleman, here's my thing. Dave Gettleman, if the Giants start the season 1-5, 2-4, Dave Gettleman has to be gone before the deadline, because Dave Gettleman, to me, seems the kind of GM that would screw it all up and make some whack trades to send guys places just to be like, okay, you're going to fire me. This is what I'm going to do before you get that chance. Because he has to know he's on the hot seat. No one is that stupid to not know that they're on a hot seat. The fact that I do believe Joe Judge had his hand in what happened as far as the draft and the players that we ended up signing, I want to say that definitely Joe Judge had his hand in it, but I think he had his hand in it because Gettleman knows that he's on the hot seat, that it's something has to change. And it's funny for me to say this, because regardless of whether he did this or not, I wish Gettleman this year would have been the Gettleman of old and said, we need to get an offensive lineman, and snagged Rashawn Slater. As you guys can tell, I'm not killing Kadarius Toney. I'm not upset with that pick. I just wish it was picked with Rashawn Slater. Now, I know it gives us an extra pick in the first round next year. I know that, we ultimately traded back again in the second round, and I got my favorite player in the draft. And we had some good picks. But our third rounder didn't even make the team. That's concerning to me. 9 out of 10 times, your first 3 picks make the team. The fact that he didn't, I think Rodarius Williams is going to be a diamond in the rough. I think he's going to be very good. I don't understand why the Giants still have Sam Beal. He hasn't proven anything to me. The last, season and a half, he's been hurt. And he just, I don't know. Like, I'm not convinced that things are going to change that dramatically as far as what Gettleman's doing. And quite frankly, he'd be fired before midseason gets here. It was up to me.
Don't they usually get rid of them at the end of the season? Because, I mean, I don't know if they're looking. I mean, we never know what the owners are doing. They're probably trying to.
Usually what they do when they hold on to a GM, the GM pretty much knows he's out. What usually happens with that is they just try and help the GM save face, and they try and help him so that, he can get a job somewhere else or something along those lines. But he's given us nothing. He's like literally given us nothing. We haven't had a winning season since he's been our GM. Mm-hmm. and it doesn't look like anything's going to change anytime soon. Again,
what
I
if
hope
they
I'm
put-
wrong. I really do. But he's been the same guy. Daniel Jones has been the same guy.
Yeah.
You know, I bring it up all the time. Jones would have been there at 17. We should have took a pass rusher at number 6. Again, a lot of stuff should have, would have, could have, but I got to back up what we have. So I'm going to root for Daniel Jones tomorrow night. Doesn't mean I think he's our guy, but I'm going to root for him because right now he is our guy.
Yeah, I mean, he has to stop, what do you call it? He has to stop doing the same mistakes. I mean, he had that one throw, but I mean, he played decent. We're not going to lie, but we're not going to lie.
But he's making, and that's the thing.
Rudolph dropped some passes, and we're not
I
going to
can
lie.
appreciate that he played well, and he did. He played well, and he only had one turnover. The problem is it's always a big turnover. It's always him watching one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
It's always him not checking his progressions, not looking for another receiver before he goes, okay, I'm going to throw it to my guy. He by now, by beginning of year 3, we should see something along those lines that says, all right, he missed that receiver. No big deal. He comes back, makes up for it the next play. I don't see that with him. That's the bothersome thing. And most Giants fans that agree with me, and again, I know not every Giants fan agrees with me, but most that do are saying the same things. Mm-hmm. We're not seeing nothing different. That's why we're starting to not believe.
I'll see how tomorrow goes in. You know.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping, man. I'd love to get out of it with a win, especially considering come Friday I'm going to be tired as hell because now I know I'm going to stay up. I know the Giants are going to make it at least a game, and then they end up choking, which is what they do. And then I'll be upset and tired on Friday. It's not going to be good. I'm hoping none of that happens, but I'm preparing for it. Let's just put it that way.
We got this, man. We got this, and we.
I hope you, man. I hope so, man. I hope I can have the faith that you do. Hey, Mike, man.
I'm just imagine, you know, there's still them Lions fans out there. There's still what are the bad teams? The Bengals, and those other bad teams.
Well, the Bengals looked really good, so I'm not gonna say they're a bad team.
I'm just saying before.
Oh yeah. I got
they didn't really have a good history.
Right.
What else? Falcons, Titans. You know, it's just. I mean, Titans been good recently, but I'm just talking about before. The Lions have a bad history, but their fans they're still watching the games. I mean, so
no, you're right, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Whether the team wins or loses, you're still going to watch them, and that's what I mean by when I say I'm a fan of the name on the front of the jersey, which is Giants. You know, the NY logo, or more than I am the name on the back, because the name on the back can change at any time.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Mike, man, I appreciate you coming on. I got to get a couple more people on. I only about half.
It's only me and Joe who believe. We got this. It's all right.
All right, brother. Hey, if you believe, I'm gonna believe, man.
And
I appreciate you, man.
Don't trust those college quarterbacks. No.
I hear you. I hear you. All right, Mike, man. It was good talking to you. Hopefully I see you on Sneaky Show tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
And you have a good night, brother. Okay.
Yeah, you too.
All right, peace, man.
See you, man.
All right. Mike was here before King Washington. Positive Philly. What's up, brother?
What's up, big boy? And how you doing?
Good. How about yourself, man?
I'm chill, man. I'm watching the Union game right now. They have a big match tonight, so I'm not really sure if you're into soccer, but
a little bit.
You do? What's yours?
Being a New York guy, I got to go to New Jersey Red Bulls. Actually, I think they're just New York now. They used to be the New Jersey Red Bulls, but
I think they're New York Red Bulls. You know, I'm trying to get into it more. I don't know if you know. Yeah, it's not bad. You know, the Union has a big match tonight, so I'm like, I got a Union hat. I got some colors on, so I'm often supporting.
That's cool.
But what do you think about the Giants, man? I listen. I know you got a new show, new brand, but am I allowed to tell you my honest thoughts?
Go ahead.
Without like criticizing. I'm not trying to criticize. To be honest, for me, I'm an Eagles fan, so honestly, I want tomorrow night's game to end in a tie. If I'm being real,
no, I hear you. I get it, man. I get it.
Honestly, it's not likely that that's going to happen. So I really don't care who wins. I just want to see, I guess, a good football game or a bad football game, however you want to look at it. But I honestly think it's gonna be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I got to give Washington the win.
And you know what? I can't argue that. I haven't seen anything from the Giants that would say otherwise. I have to agree with you.
I'm not saying I want to see them win. I'm not saying I want to see the Giants win. I don't care. I'm not rooting for either team because I don't like either team, and you guys are both in my division. But I do got to give a slight advantage to football team. I mean, their defense is whether I might say they're not. And if I say they're not, it's all jokes. They are a top 5 defense.
No, absolutely.
And, I mean, people want to argue that. You're wrong. I'm sorry. I might say they're not. I'm joking around when I say that. Obviously,
I got you
as an Eagles fan. But yeah, I mean, I don't think. I think this is it for Daniel Jones. Honestly, you've given him 3 years. This is, correct me if I'm wrong. He's in his 3rd year now.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna compare this situation to Carson Wentz, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say that is because Carson Wentz struggled on the Eagles. Yes, you could argue this, but I feel like he took the Eagles to the Super Bowl. He got them in the position that they were in, and then Nick Foles finished them.
I agree 100%.
He set them up for success, though. Once Nick Foles came in, he was able to run it. I think that's the situation with Daniel Jones. I understand he's not a quarterback who's had injuries, didn't get hurt, but he's bad in one city. He doesn't work out for the Giants. Now, maybe like the situation with Carson Wentz is, he left Philly. Now he's going to the Colts to try to succeed. Although they're 0-1, that doesn't mean anything. He did look good in his first game against the Colts. I did like what I saw from him, though. And I'm still rooting for the guy. Still rooting for the guy. I'm not against him just because he went to another team.
Right.
I know people think like he left the city on bad terms. It's not his fault. I don't think. I don't blame him for wanting to be out and everything like that. I think it was the wrong situation and what they did. They brought in Nick Sirianni, who was supposed to help Carson Wentz, but whatever. That's beside the point. But I would compare. I'm not comparing the two, but I'm saying I feel like in New York, the Giants just aren't it for Daniel Jones. They're not the right team for him.
Right.
Maybe if he went to another team, he'd succeed. And I'm sure you'd like. Now, would you still root for him or no?
No, if you can't do good for my team, I don't care where you go. I hope you're a bum there too.
Well, I mean, would you say Carson Wentz was bad for us?
No.
So that's why I still.
Listen, the never-ending issue with Carson Wentz had nothing to do with his play. It was the fact that he couldn't stay healthy. He couldn't stay on the field.
Right.
So Carson Wentz was never a bad quarterback. It's the fact that he couldn't stay healthy. That was the issue. I like Carson Wentz. If I'm speaking non-biasedly as a football fan, I like Carson Wentz. I thought he was going to bring championships to the Eagles. I really did. And technically he did.
I appreciate you saying that because some fans would say that it's Nick Foles. And yes, Nick Foles did take them there and win it, but Carson Wentz set them up for success before he got injured.
Listen, years ago, we had the same situation. Phil Simms had ran us into the playoffs. Like the Giants were a bulldozer. And then Phil Simms went down, and Hostetler came in and finished it off.
I have no idea who Hostetler is, but
all right, Jeff Hostetler. He played for the Giants for quite a few years.
He's before my time.
Yeah, well, I would say late 90s.
I wasn't born.
Was it the 90s? Yeah, it was. Yeah, early 90s. My fault. Early 90s.
Well, I still wasn't born, so that's before my time.
Yeah. So, he was a good player. He ended up playing for the Raiders. He started for them. He wasn't real good for them, but when he played with the Giants, he was decent. Wasn't the greatest quarterback in the world, but he can win you games. Because he did become our quarterback for a short while when we were between quarterbacks. I won't bring up names because as Giants fans, we know there's names out there we won't bring up, and I'm not bringing them up. But there's a couple quarterbacks that we ended up getting that didn't fit the bill, and quite frankly, some of them. All right, so one of the quarterbacks they call Daniel Jones 2.0.
Nope.
So, it's just not good. Yeah, it's just not good. So, but
I don't think the Giants are it for him. I'm not saying he's a bust, but he's not good in New York.
As of right now, he's a bust. Can he change it? Yeah, because it's still early in his career, and again, it might be like you said, one of those situations where if he gets traded or becomes a free agent and goes somewhere else, it might be a better fit for him.
Right. You like my AirPod case? You like my new AirPod case?
Yeah, I love it so much.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I got to get me one.
Yeah, you should. Walmart, $15.
Yeah, well, you know,
a little bit too much, I think, but it's worth it.
Hey, you going to the Giants Eagles game in Philly?
I'm probably tailgating. No, I don't know if I'm going. Why?
I might actually be going to that game. I'm still waiting to hear word.
Are you actually?
There's a good chance.
When is it? When is it?
I think it's in December.
Okay, maybe we can go together. Maybe if I don't know if I'm going. I don't know if I'll be able to go. But I mean, if we were able to go and sit together, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it'll be me and my son for sure.
Let me know. I'll let my dad know. We can maybe if I'm you're gonna be tailgating.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can meet up with Jamie, Philly sports guy. Try and see if I can meet up with him.
Listen. I try to go as many tailgates as I can. I'm getting surgery next month, so there's going to be a few games that I'm not able to go to, obviously.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be recovering.
Yeah, but I think it's in December.
Huh?
I think it's in December. I think you'll be recovered by then.
Yeah, I should be. No, yeah, because we play you guys up at New York the weekend of Thanksgiving.
Right.
And I want to try to go to that game. I want to meet up with Zone if I go.
Yeah, that's the game. That's the game where they're going to retire Strahan's number.
Definitely. I listen. I got all the respect in the world for Michael Strahan. I don't got a problem with him. I do like him.
Right.
So that is cool. But yeah, man. If I'm tailgating that week, I'll definitely.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. I'll definitely talk to you more about it.
I'd want you to meet my dad and all, and
yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I'd want to meet your son and stuff like that because he's the same age as me, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
you just turned 18, right?
No, I'm 19. I just turned 19.
Well, he just turned 18 in July.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're basically the same age.
Yeah, I just turned 19 the beginning of September.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but what do you think about the Yankees?
I don't know what to think right now.
Same thing with the Phillies.
They beat all the teams that you think they should lose to, and then they lose to all the teams you think they should be beating.
Exactly. That's how it is with us. And I'm like, okay, so before I go, I just want to say this one thing, and then I know there's a few other people you got to get on. So, the story with the Phillies. We haven't made the playoffs since 2009, I believe, 2011 around there. We won in 2008. Then you beat us in 2009. But okay, so think about how cool would you tell me how cool this would be, and think about it in the New York perspective, right?
Okay.
So if the Phillies make the playoffs, right, we have the Eagles playing, right, because they play in October. The Sixers are going to be starting. The Flyers are going to be starting, and I'll even put the Union in there. The Union will be continuing their season, and then the Phillies will be playing playoffs. How awesome would that be to see all Philly sports happen?
That would be awesome, dude.
And think of that as in New York.
You know what? That's a win for Philly. If all your teams make the playoffs, or if all your teams are playing at the exact same time, that's a win for Philadelphia. Listen, I love the city of Philadelphia. I just can't stand their sports teams, but not all their teams. I can root for the Sixers here and there. I can root for the Phillies here and there. The Eagles, I'll never do it, and then the Flyers, I'll never do it.
What about the Union? You don't care about the Union?
Again, I'm not big on hockey, but I'd watch them.
Not big on soccer. Flyers, you hate the Flyers?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. And I'm trying to do. I said sneaky. I'm doing a show. I'm doing a weekly show where I get the night before I'm doing a pregame show with opposing fans.
Okay.
I said 1 week I want to get you and Sneaky on for the Giants, and the other week I want to get Danny and Zone.
Okay.
So
yeah, just let me know.
I'm going to give you information on that. Are you free on Saturday nights?
As long as you give me at least 2 weeks heads up, I should be able to do that for you.
Yeah, it's going to be the week we play you guys. So probably the week of Thanksgiving, I'll have you and Sneaky.
Okay.
We put a bet in place and we just have fun and talk about the game. Like you tell me why you think the Giants are going to win. I'll tell you it's
absolutely. Hey, I did want to bring this up to you. I saw Taunicus's TikTok.
Yes, sir.
That was pretty cool.
Sir.
That was funny. I gotta respect that, man, because you know what? I would have never made that bet.
No,
I would have bet money.
Well,
or
my dad was
that.
Well, I mean, that's one bet I don't want to make with anybody.
Yeah.
My dad was my dad didn't want me to do it. He wanted, obviously, he wanted the Eagles to win. He's an Eagles fan as well, obviously. But he didn't want me to do it, and I'm like, I gotta do it. He's like, all right, but don't make that bet again. I'm like, I won't. Because I literally had no paint, and I'm like, I don't want to go out and spend money on this shit. Like, sorry, I don't know if you brought me on.
Hey, that's why it's called Rated M Sports. You can say what you want.
All right, I like that. I don't want to spend money on this, so I literally used my mom's makeup. I was going to use my mom's makeup if I had lost, because I had nothing else. She had like a black mascara and like a red thing, so I had them at my tailgate party on Sunday, ready to do it.
The fact that you even know the word mascara leads me to believe that you've used it before.
Well, I used it just to show Tanakist how I looked, because
I didn't want you to co-sign that for me, but I appreciate that for entertainment purposes.
But no, let me ask you this: what do you think of Kenny G?
I like him. I think he's going to be fine, assuming we
You do. I know he is. I'm really happy to see. He did really good on Sunday.
Yeah, he could have done better. Could have done better, but it's not. But it's not his fault. Not his fault.
You don't even know who I'm talking about.
Well, I'm hoping you're talking about Kenny Galladay.
No, I'm talking about Kenneth Gainwell.
Who?
Kenneth Gainwell.
Who's that?
Eagles running back. He's the backup. He's the second running back on our team.
Like I said, who's that? I mean,
the backup to Miles Sanders, our second running back on our team. He's
okay. Well, how did he do?
He did good. He's the real Kenny G in the NFC East.
Okay, you believe that, and
I do.
You have a good
I do
night.
believe that. I'm sorry, Giants fans.
We were having a really good conversation, and then Positive Philly came out. Or I'm sorry, Mike came out. Positive Philly's cool. Mike came out and ruined it all. Mike, I'll talk to you soon, brother. I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, you got an outro?
No.
Jeez, up. There you go.
I appreciate it, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right, bud?
All right, peace.
Have a good night. Peace. And last but not least, my man, I still call him WTF, but I will be respectful. King Washington 21. What's up, bud? How you doing, bud?
I'm all right.
I like your background there.
Thank you.
Got the Skins welcome sign. Got your stuff. It looks good. Looks good, man.
Thank you.
Got your microphone all set up. Look at you. How you doing, man?
I think tomorrow's going to prove who gets first or second.
I don't believe that, though. Right now, I don't even believe the Giants are going to win.
I'm saying either you guys get second or first, or we get second or first. Because I feel like the Cowboys are going to be in the top two no matter what.
Okay, I got it.
Cowboys look good. But it depends on if we beat you guys, I feel like we get one or two. Because, and I'll let you go, because I remember in the group chat, you Giants fans were talking about it. But the way Washington played versus the Chargers was terrible. I know it was a 4-point game, and I know it's week 1, but they did not play good.
It's
the offense didn't produce how I wanted it to, and it should not produce like that, scoring one touchdown. Right. I watched the whole game, but one touchdown. And then you have the last drive the Chargers are on. They had like 7 minutes. They used all that to seal the game. But we let 4 third down plays happen. And what Mike was saying, how we're top 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
A top 5 defense doesn't let up 4 3-down completions in a row. That doesn't happen, especially to win the game.
Right. I got you.
I understand it's week 1, but there's a lot of fix, and especially with Fitzpatrick going out, which I'm not happy. I'm not happy that he's out, but I'm happy he's not playing. Because we know, number 4, tomorrow night, I can't wait for him. He's going to prove everybody wrong. He is.
Well, I always thought he was a better quarterback than Fitzpatrick anyway. Yeah. So, I mean, and right
then once we bring RG3 in the room, oh, yeah.
And right now, to be honest with you, he's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, there's not many people in the league that aren't better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I was going to.
He's not good, man. He's just not good. I don't like admitting it, but I'm done.
No, I understand. I mean, this is the thing, is I don't know what's worse. Having a quarterback who is inconsistent for 3 years in a row, or going through about 12 quarterbacks in 3 years. I don't know. It's because that's what we're both going through. We don't have a quarterback.
Right.
That's what our team has been struggling for the past 3 years.
Yeah, no, I get you, man. I get you. I mean, the saving grace for you guys, though, is that, like, last year you won a division. You know, no matter what the record is, you won a division. It's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But, like, I think it's going to come down to you guys and Dallas is what I think it's going to come down to. Unless, and again, the Giants have to change my mind. This is just how I feel right now. The Giants can squeeze off 4 wins in a row, I might start changing my mind again. But until I see some consistency from Daniel Jones, till I see this offensive line start to, and again, I'm not looking for the offensive line to be great, just be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think our defense will be fine. You know, with all that, I mean, I still think the Giants can be good. It's too early to say they're just going to be crap and that's it. I give up. You know, I'm not going to do that. But Daniel Jones is killing me, dude. And I know it's more than just Daniel Jones. I know it's every intangible there is on the field. It is. It's just, again, you got a guy who's going into his 3rd year, and the first game he comes out, he looks just like the guy from last year.
Yeah.
And even more shameful, he looks like the guy from year 1. It doesn't look like he's had any progressions at all.
Well, I think
and people keep saying, "Oh, he had 1 fumble." Well, that's all it takes. That 1 fumble cost us a drive and possible momentum.
It's not that, but that, especially how he's played over the past 2 years, that 1 fumble shows a lot.
Right. No, it does. It does. It shows he can't hold on to the damn ball.
Right. And what was the score? What, 21-7?
What, this weekend?
Yeah.
It was 27-13.
All right. Well, sorry, but I don't like counting that last touchdown.
I don't either. It's garbage. Garbage time. It's garbage time. It is what it is.
It just made him have a better stat line, if you want to put it that way.
No, it does. It absolutely does.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I thought you guys were gonna come out in the game and play better. I thought that it was gonna look. I thought I was actually a little scared of you guys. I was. I'm scared of the Cowboys right now. The Eagles, I'm not scared of. I'm not even gonna say they look good. I'm not scared of the Eagles.
Listen, I said this, I believe in one of my TikToks, maybe in one of my Facebook videos. I said it's good for the Eagles that they got one of their 5 wins out of the way early, because at least now they have something to believe in. But it's going to hurt them later down the line.
Yeah. Well, what's going to hurt the whole NFC East and how this season is so weird is, 1, there's an extra game, and 2, I know for us, I don't know about your guys' schedules, but we have 5 out of our 6 divisional games in the last 5 weeks.
Right.
So it's going to be weird, especially for those last 5 weeks playing.
Yeah, I think ours are spread out a little better this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have you guys tomorrow night, and then we have all 5 for the last 5 weeks of the season. So
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough, because that could end up being the determination of what happens.
I know, and that, especially, it's gonna be.
It definitely makes for better football at the end of the year. For sure.
It does. It's gonna be fun. That's. I like how they're all like together, because once we beat Dallas, we'll go on. We'll beat the Eagles. Then we'll beat you guys. We'll go 5 for 5 that week. The 5 weeks. But it's gonna be. It was an interesting week 1 last week. It was
definitely,
especially with the Eagles winning. I did not. expect
that shocked the hell out of me.
Especially by that much.
I'll say that I didn't think that they couldn't win. I just didn't think they were going to win like they did.
Oh, no, I didn't think they were going to win. You know what? I actually called Mike after that game, and I said, Mike, or after Tonic has made that video, I was like, Mike, I want you to be 1,000% real with me. I said, if the Eagles lost that game, would you have painted your face? He said, yeah, but I don't believe him. I don't think
I think he would have. I think Mike would have. I really do.
I don't think his dad would have let him.
I think his dad would have let him based off of what he said. His dad told him, like, don't make a bet like that again. I think his dad would have let him. I actually think his dad probably would have made him do it regardless. But hey, man, it was good having you on the show. Good luck tomorrow night. Are you gonna be on Sneaky Show while he's watching it?
I'm gonna try. I don't know. I'm probably.
I got a feeling I'm gonna be on all night with him.
All right.
At least I shouldn't say all night. When the game ends, I'm going to bed regardless.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably be on most of the night.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is it? I feel like for Illinois right now, right? Is there a lot of like, not COVID, but like sick people around, or no?
I haven't heard anything.
There's been a lot of like allergies, like.
I had a guy come to work today. Check this out. I had a guy come to work today, and he said, what did he say? He had his nose and his face covered. So I made a joke. I said, would you fart? And he goes, no, my kid has COVID. What?
So you come to work?
What? Yeah. Like, what? All right, first of all, thank you for putting your shirt over your face. Second of all, get away from me.
Well, it's not that. So he had like this.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're gonna go to work,
why? Well, okay, all right. So
one, you shouldn't go to work, and two, you should wear an actual mask.
Well, all right. So he's not around a lot of people when we're at work, because we do work construction. We're outside. We do tend to be 6 feet apart or more most of the time. But there are occasions where you're right next to somebody too. Just based on that,
what do you do? Do you like go out and build, or do you like?
I run heavy machines. Excavators, end dumps, dozers, stuff like that.
What about those big, the line and then the ball and like knock over the building? Have you done that?
That's part of it. I haven't done it, but that's part of it.
I want to do that so bad. That looks so fun.
Yeah, but it's fun. It actually is fun. It's like playing video games almost. The objective of the game is to put that dirt over there. It's basically what it is. It's fun. You see a lot of interesting stuff, and you run into a lot of interesting stuff. But it's
probably cool because like if you're building the building, like you put you throw a story on the Giants stadium. You helped build that, right?
Yeah, I had a hand.
You said like there was something under the.
All right, so at the middle of the stadium, because I do land surveying work too. If you don't know what it is, you ever see those guys on the side of the road that look like they're looking through a camera?
Yeah,
that's what I do. That's one of the things I do. It's called land surveying. What we did was we put a geodetic monument. That monument has a coordinate on it. So anybody puts that coordinate anywhere in the world, they're going to find that point. It's under the 50-yard line of Giant Stadium. That's the center of everything we built on that job.
Wow.
Yeah. So I actually had a hand in putting that there.
That's so cool. One more question before I head out.
Good.
What do you think about the Bulls? You know I'm excited. You know the Bulls haven't had this much excitement in a while, especially with all these signings. So
I think they'll be good. Not as good as the Knicks, but they'll be good.
I was just gonna ask that question.
I'm kidding. We'll see. We'll see. I just want the Knicks to be good.
The Knicks look good this year. Kemba, Fournier, Evan. Yeah, I think that's the name. And then you have, I don't know who the small forward is, but
we got Randall.
I thought he played power forward.
Yeah. Well, our small forward's probably gonna be Fournier.
He's a shooting guard, I thought.
Nah, he's ain't he like 6'8", 6'9"?
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I could be. I'll check on that, but I think he's like 6'8".
And then Mitchell Robinson. No.
I really like him. I really, really like him.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't stay healthy. He's the Carson Wentz of the NBA. He can't stay healthy. He's a good guy. He's a good player when he's playing, but he can't stay healthy.
Thoughts on the Ravens-Raiders game?
Awesome game. Awesome game. It was one of those games that, all right, so here's what happened. Fourth quarter started, and I'm like, dude, I'm tired. I can't watch this no more. So I go upstairs in the bedroom, and I put it on my phone right next to my dresser. Now I'm intrigued. Fourth quarter's here. This game's going back and forth. I'm like, man, this is a good game. My wife's sitting there yelling, turn it off. I can't go to sleep. I'm like, nah, it's only got a quarter left. But yeah, it turned out to be a really good game.
Yeah, I was on the phone with Mike. We were just talking, and then I turned on the game, and it was fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And I watched the game, which I don't know how the Raiders kicked that 55-yard field goal, but I once Justin Tucker hit that, I was like, yeah, the game's over.
That's what I thought too.
But then,
and then that play, the way it progressed, where Carr threw it to, I forget the dude's name, to win the game. I did not see that happening. I'm like, I honestly thought he was just throwing the ball away. And then next thing you know, there's a fucking receiver right there. He just lobbed the pass. I'm like, wait, where'd he come from?
Oh, to win the game.
Yeah. When they won the game.
So what happened? So the first drive, the Raiders got the ball in overtime. When I think they punted it. No, they threw a pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
When that happened, I hung up with Mike because they were about to score. So I hung up with him because he wanted to go make a TikTok. So I hung up with him. I turned the other way on my TV. I fell asleep. The next day, I thought the Raiders won because to me, usually I feel like if you have the ball, especially and you stop the team who had it before you, I mean, you needed a field goal. I really thought that the game was over. So I was like, I might as well just go to sleep, you know. And I wake up to this lob pass that came off of Derek Carr's back foot.
Yeah.
The luckiest pass, but he has one of the best accuracies in the NFL. You can't get better than that. So
no. And the thing that nobody talks about is the shocker that Lamar Jackson fumbled the ball twice.
Yeah.
In that game.
That O-line
lost
is
both of them.
Terrible.
Yeah, they're not good either. They're better than the Giants' offensive line, though.
Well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, the Ravens don't have anybody. Wide receiving core is all right. Defense is all right, but the O-line and the running back depth is not it.
I think when Le'Veon Bell is ready, I think he's going to help out Lamar Jackson. I really do.
I feel like my dad told me about it. He said, just think about this. 1 year, just 1 year sitting out could change your whole NFL career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's crazy.
It's true. It's true. Hey, bud, I got like less than 2 minutes to go. I'm gonna let you go, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for talking to me.
Oh, absolutely, man. You know, I got you, bro.
All right.
I'll hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night. If not, hopefully I'll see you next week. All right, brother.
Yep, for sure.
All right, man.
See you,
Have a good night, man. All right, peace.
Too.
All right, guys. I got a little over a minute here. I just want to bring up something that the media puts in our face a lot. It has nothing to do with sports. Or maybe it does have a little bit to do with sports. It's racism, guys. Listen, I'm never gonna understand how we can look at somebody and just not even just hate. Let's get rid of the word hate. How we can just look at somebody and because of the color of their skin, just not like them. Like that makes no sense. You don't know who that person is. You don't know their character. You don't know what their demeanor is. I've run into some strange people in my life with some of the strangest demeanor. Listen, I worked with this Russian lady for 3 years before I realized that when I told her a joke, she was laughing. It's just her demeanor made it seem like she was kind of blowing me off, like it was one of those fake laughs. No, that's really how she laughed. So for a good year and a half, 2 years, I believe that, this woman was just blowing me off. And she turns out, once I figured her out, one of the nicest people in the world. And again, I know that has nothing to do with skin color. It's just a matter of giving people a chance. Let people see you for who you are. See them for who they are, not just the color of their skin. Because when you take the color away from it, all we are is just people. The greatest race in the world is the human race. And the sooner we figure that out, guys, the better off we'll be as people. In the wake of the 20th anniversary of 9/11, one of the greatest times in our country, unfortunately, was brought upon by terrorism. for I want to say at least 6 months to a year, this country was so together. I can't remember hearing any media bringing up racism about anything. I don't remember there being stories about cops killing anybody, let alone a certain race or color. It's just it's ridiculous, guys. If you think that you don't like someone because of the color of their skin, before you make a judgment, why not just talk to them? Why not just say hi? Don't just dislike someone because of a skin color. All right, guys. That's all I'm going to leave you with tonight. Let's learn to love each other. Let's learn to respect each other. Let's learn to have fun. Let's learn to be, again, not a single race. Let's be the human race, because that's most important, guys. That's most important to me. I'm sure it's most important to most of you guys. And let's just spread the love. Till next week, guys, I appreciate everything you've done. I hope my first show has been everything you want it to be. And hopefully I can see all you guys come back next week. Love and peace to you guys all. I appreciate you. Have a good week, guys. Hopefully I see you tomorrow night on Sneaky Show. Peace.
Ain't this the hardest you ever heard? Ain't this the hardest you ever heard? Bass make my face